Evening, guys. How are we doing? Welcome. So we are doing Midland Mainline this evening for the first time in quite a while. We're going to do two scenarios from the route, and we're going to span different areas as well. So we're doing one. The first scenario is actually from the free scenario pack that we did at Christmas last year, and then the second scenario it covers Derwent Valley and Derby, Nottingham, Leicester. So this first scenario starts off a bit of Sheffield Derby section, goes on to the DNL part, and then goes back onto the Airwash Valley, and then goes back onto Sheffield Derby. So we loop back on ourselves. We've got a class 43 cross-country HST set first of all, and then our second one is on a 170, which is quite a little bit different for the DNL and Derwent part. Right, I'm just gonna make sure my webcam is zoomed in because I can see a little bit of border. There we go, that's better. Right, so hello driver, please prepare the cab, then head into Derby Station where you'll change ends and then depart for Sheffield via the Airwash Valley diverted due to engineering works. Simple as that, easy. Who is in this evening? Oofberry, Lewis Hopton, Oscars, good evening guys. Stephen Smedley, good evening. Rob Powell, good evening. Willow and Nick Grant and also Craigie Boy, good evening there guys. Hope we're doing well. Doing a train spotting at Attenborough Station, watching the live stream. Nice, nice. We actually don't go through Attenborough on this run. We do miss that part. When you arrive at Derby, remember to turn on the ETS in this power car and then turn it off in the rear. I'll make sure I remember that, because otherwise I will forget. So we're just waiting for the road and then we'll head ourselves into Derby. Danny Carey, thank you very much for the like. Also, Rickard as well, and Jake Bonner, thank you very much for the likes. Also, at Facebook earlier. Right. Away we go. Platform 3. Where we'll do our change of ends. So we are going to be calling it Derby, Chesterfield and Sheffield. It's a 48-mile trip. A little bit longer than it would usually be if we're direct. So the service we're doing is 1 Sierra 52 Plymouth to Edinburgh. And again, this is available on the free scenario pack, which we released at Christmas last year. For this scenario to work, you need Sheffield to Derby's base route. You then need the DNL and also Airwash Valley. If you're on Twitch, there will be a link that will pop up every so often on a timer, which will take you directly to the JT store for all the Midland Mainline stuff. If you're not on Twitch, if you're watching YouTube and also on Facebook, just simply head to the JT website, so justtrains.net, and then in the search bar, just type in Midland Mainline. You'll then get the whole list of the series of routes and add-ons there. Volvo Trucker, good evening. How are we doing? We need to stop at the red arrow on the HUD there. Which you should just about see, provided my border's not eating it. We are just about there. Right, let's get the doors open. We're going to turn the ETS off on this end. I don't actually have the lights on them, but never mind, we're changing ends anyway. Right. Leave me DR around for a minute since the doors are open currently. Train supply on. So we are set, ready to go there. Evening, Matt G. Oh, Matty, no, it's not Matty. Matty 971. So I got to think of someone else there. It's because I can't see the night. It's all in dark blue. It's been a while. We have been here, but busy with work. That's fair enough. Mostly working that comes first always. Good to see you though. Countess is even good evening there. Tom, did you find the bridge with the lamppost going through on the walls of Western Mainline? Yes, I have located it, and that will come on a fix. Oh look, it's Johnny in the HST. Go Johnny, go! Evening Rebellum. How are we doing? So for those that have picked us over the football this evening, thank you for your support. We're up against England tonight. Might not be as busy as we usually are, but for those that have chose to watch us this evening over the football, thank you. So I figured out as well on the last stream, there was a bit of an issue where all the messages weren't showing through on my actual Twitch. So if anyone watched and did say I typed in the chat last stream and I didn't acknowledge it, I do apologise. I've sorted the issue out. It was something to do with the API key. It expired on our restream, so we've had to input all that again and just re-log in. So I can now see everyone's message. You're watching both? That's fair play, you've got dual monitor set up. I'll tell you as well, I think this probably will be the first time I've actually driven that. Might be actually the first time I've driven this part of the route, around Totem Way in the Airwash Valley actually since my reinstall, so it'll be interesting to see like the up on the FPS on my side, because obviously my game was running really poor. It was not good, so I sorted that out a few weeks ago, and I have noticed a big increase on how everything is running, so it's win-win. Would much rather be in the cab than watching football. Yes, same here. Same here. Sorry, Matty. Now, you're the same as me, Willow. I could not think of anything more boring. Just a little mooch around Derby whilst we're waiting our time out. She's part there. I can't actually remember the last time we did a stream that wasn't Southwestern Expressways, or asset development, or route building. It's been a long time, really. Probably actually has been a couple of months since we've done something other than what we've been obviously building towards. So it's nice to have a change and a refreshment in what we're showing. So you'll find that we will be doing other bits and pieces now once again that we obviously we've got through the release side. Those as well that have seen or haven't seen, Southwestern Expressways to Reading, there was an update that went out yesterday. That's gone live, and you can simply re-download that from your account, reinstall, and there's a number of fixes in there. I will cover the change log, to be quite fair, because there's quite a bit. What I'll do is I'll open up the website and I'll give that a little read out. Let me just find it. So yeah, this is version 1.01 that went live on Monday as well. Got to retest your D1015 westbound scenario for Swexer, because the Westbury signal fixes might need to remove fuse. That's it now. Fingers crossed I haven't broke anything for anyone. If we have broken anyone's scenarios, we do apologise. What I'll do is I'll go through the change log, just so you guys know if you have purchased that product. So the changes include Fingley Junction to Chippenham Station line-side foliage has been sorted now. That wasn't actually updated in time for release. We have now gone over that and tidied that up so it matches the rest of the route. Messy terrain tied up at Yarnbrook. There was a floating car park that's been tied up at Chippenham. Small piece of terrain that was poking through track Bristol Station that's been tidied up. Canal boat has been removed from the riverbed at Bristol. 125 City, good evening, how are we doing? Bridge occlusion has been fixed on the A4 bridge outside of Bristol, which is the big overbridge. Missing marker added to St Philip's Marsh siding 3. Various terrain tweaks also in the Bristol area. You've also had a Norton Fitzwarren basic platform added for potential snow use around the West Somerset Railway. New custom station model for Bedminster. Thinning out of the pink and white foliage between Reading and Coglow Junction. Missing pieces of fencing added at Westbury. There's a bridge after Coglow Junction that has been swapped out for a girder bridge, allowing a 4-track alignment of what used to be down there as well. I'm very well, thank you. 125 City. Good to hear you're doing well as well. Also, missing bridge occlusions on various locations between Bristol and Exeter. Quick drive fixes to sort a conflict around Frome. Fixing various bits of terrain, showing through canal loss as well. There's been some scenario fixes, so there's a fixed 1 Juliet 93 and also 1 Alpha 07, which are the default scenarios. 1 Alpha 07's normal version as well has been updated. New custom station. Hang on, I've put that in twice. I put that in twice, but yeah, you got a custom station again at Bedminster, so there's 2. Welsh Jim, good evening. Bedminster carriage line was missing some sleepers over the rails to add to the bus stop, which has been put on the empty coach turn back line. Trowbridge Station floating posts have been fixed on platform 1. Removal GWR logo from the sign at Castle Carey. Fixed. What else we fixed here? Embankments added at Crompton for the old disused railway leading to bridge buttresses. We've also fixed. I've lost where I'm at here. Minor fixed around St Philip's Marsh. Tied up a cable trunking that was going through bridges and stuff. Fixing speed issues at Frome. Default speed whistle boards. Basically, the QG whistle boards have now been swapped for a new model, which we've now got made for the JTCL. So various different states, like weathered and clean. So those are all over the shop. We have also Hello Bradnich level crossing road set, padding has been updated. All stop lock and listen signs have been replaced with new models. Fixing floating signal gantries at East Somerset Junction. Signals fixed around Westbury, and also signals south of Bristol now have theatre boxes and correct indicators set up. Extra set of portals added near Blacksbridge Junction in aid of scenario creation. Nelsie and Backwell stations got a new custom, and Signal Whiskey 47 near Castle Carey has been replaced to protect the junction, and there's also been some updates to the manual as well. So that's the change log there. That's the boring stuff sorted. If you do wish to do your updates, go and simply head to your JT account and just re-download and install a fresh. Same here, Nick. I've not driven it properly for a while myself, so I'm looking forward to having to drive this for a change. Around Gary, good evening. Rob Powell, we need to report a bug. Incorrect speed limits outside Exeter St Thomas. No, it's strictly part of the route. Starting outside of Exeter, got a 34-mile-an-hour speed limit. Is it to do with signals? If you go past a signal, does it change to 34 mile an hour? Because if it does, it's part of the signal coding that shows up on the HUD when you go past certain limited aspect signals. It's not a bug as such, it's the way the signals were coded many years ago. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with it. It's just the way they've been set up. If it is, just simply ignore that and just do the normal line speed that's signed. So we're heading towards Trent and Sheet Stores in a moment. Long Eaton station we're going through first. I had to think that I actually forgot what stations we're going through. It's been that long. Sorley. Jack Taylor, good evening, how are you doing? Your payday treat with Swexer. Hope everyone's well. I am very well. Hope you're doing well, and also great to hear that you will be picking up the route as well. Hope you enjoy it when you do. Thank you for your support. I'm just coming in here absolutely racing. Simply because I've forgotten what the route is. Not forgotten, but just it's been that long since I've driven it. I always forget we've got a 15 mile an hour and turning off here. We should be alright though. Just come to the busy area of Trent Junction and Sheet Stores. So Sheet Stores first, then Trent. Sheet Stores is coming in from the right, which is the freight line that comes in, goes via Stenson. Yeah, there's a bit of brake dust coming off at the minute. They did the job though. See Ratcliffe Power Station in the distance there. Mason14, good evening. How are we doing? Any new screenshots of the Hope Valley? Funny you should mention. Mark has just taken some today, and there should be a post going up in the next day or two, I think. It's been sent to Scott, so as soon as Scott's sorted it, and it'll go up onto Facebook and the website. So do look out; it's imminent. We've just been given a new build from the developer, so Mark's been going through it today and getting a lot of screenshots. It's looking very nice, very nice. We are on the MML today. We're on it now. We're on it for the next two scenarios this evening. So we're just heading towards, well, Trent Junction at the minute. We're going to be going towards Tottenham down Earwash to Sheffield. And then doing the Derwent Valley from Matlock down to then Leicester on our second scenario. So we'll be going down that way later on, past the power station. We're going to continue on the left-hand side line. If you was to cross over, you'd then head up to Nottingham. Everyone's favourite JT route, the good old MML. Good evening, Speedbird. Is it your favourite? Dean McGregor, good evening. Any plans to extend MML to Derby to New Street? Currently not at the moment, no. Never say never. We have spoke about it, but it's not in our plans currently. JT, the new order. Now, I'm glad to hear it's one of your favourites as well, and Met as well. I enjoyed doing that. It's quite a good learning curve it was as well. Learn about a lot of the underground stuff, how it works. We also Derby trains, good evening. Let's get the power on. Well, is this level crossing I like? Nah, I do like this view. With the old church and stuff. Obviously, if we do plan to ever do New Street, and when that time comes, we'll obviously let you guys know when we are. Hopefully, if we do ever do that. And on DDA set, this has been set in about 2018 or something. It's when they did diverts down the Earwash. That's a nice quiet tone today. Everyone must be out. Take you to a little look around Totem whilst we're here if you've not seen it before. Fully drivable shed. Got your wheel lathe. Pits and stuff as well are in there. You got all this lot. Huge. It's quite a sight when it's filled up with static trains. And yeah, but yeah, nothing on this one, Speedbird. It's been done so it keeps frame rates level for everyone, and also we didn't want to enable loads and loads of trains for people just to static, to keep the requirements down as well. Good making a snow on MML, driving 2901 118 from Tapton to Chaddeston. Oh, was that the working that happened the other day? That is the plan, Countess. Any heritage lines you'd like to do? We've not really spoke of any heritage lines, to be quite honest. It's one of the ones that you've got to you need to obviously look at what's going to make the money as well. And heritage lines don't always tend to make as much than rather doing a mainline route as something like this. You've just got to look at the potentials and stuff like that. Really, you've got to be careful when taking them sort of judgment calls. Sort of only catering to a limited audience. If it was me personally, though, I would like to see the East Lancs Railway. Class 43 Harrison, nothing at the moment planned, although I will have a word with Will and see when he's next able to come and do one. Route building will happen again down the line soon enough, yeah. Hey up, Matt. I'd like to see Blackpool Tramway. There's your Trowell Junction, so you got the line that comes in off Nottingham there as well. Unfortunately, we were doing Blackpool Tramway, but we've had to can it, unfortunately. that's the main lines you'd like to see Sheffield to Leeds. That's another one we've mentioned. It is one we've spoken about. Not in any plans at the moment as such, but it is one we have looked at, and maybe one day would be quite cool. Same with all places really. There's loads of places you can take this. I've not looked for a while, Nick. I think they got about 7 or 8 grand last time I looked. The old road as well. That is another thing you could look at doing as well, yeah. That would add a lot more potential as well. Benelli Viaduct. One of the wonders of the route. Mr. Alex Ford, good evening. How are we doing? There's a train in front of us. We're getting yellows at the minute, so we're just going to keep an eye on these. Mason14, thank you very much for the follow. Good evening again there. On scenario 2, it's class 170, I believe. In Midland Mainline, the old teal livery. It's a bit more of a backdated scenario. That starts at Matlock and goes to Leicester. It's a St Pancras service, but we're back on single. IRL, not many trains go to Leeds just on the weekend stuff, is it? It's not something like early in the mornings that come from Leeds. It's not like a morning one and an evening service. Imagine doing a full run from Leeds to London in train sim. A lengthy drive. Yeah, there's potential. Oh, you get plenty of stuff down there still. Even if it's not just like, obviously the HSTs, you've got your units of course, and your freight. Plenty of rail tours. I agree there. I reckon we've got a stopper in front of us. That was a double, so we can at least do up to 70. Just going to Langley Mill as well. So we are currently on the Erewash Valley extension. For the Erewash Valley tour, you do need Sheffield to Derby's base route and also Derby, Nottingham and Leicester. Just come out and have a look around and just show you around. Fitting for the football. There's the JT team just getting ready to beat Czech Republic. My sort of favourite station is when we walk up the ramp in the middle. You've got one of these at Salby as well. Ted Blewett, thank you very much for the like over at Facebook. Good evening. Used to be another line that sort of curved off. I'm not sure if it was sort of like a colliery line or something, but it used to, where that dirt track used to sort of bend off around there and then head off in that sort of, on that where the road is, many years ago. I remember reading something about, well, we were building the route, so I was like reading up on little bits and pieces about the area, and I managed to find a few little interesting articles. Got a red next. It'll probably tick over to a yellow, to be quite honest, which it has done. Should have just looked, really. Short signal blocks, to be quite honest, so we shouldn't be too bad. We should probably be seeing ourselves at about 40, well, 50s and 60s for the drive, at least for now. It's a single, so I'm not going to go any faster because we'll have to start putting the brakes on again. Pop it on step 1. Here's a yellow again. Keep it to 50 again. The next thing is only 0.7 of a mile. Evening, Nigel. We'll be in and out tonight, watching some of the football. Sorry to desert you, but we'll watch it in full later. Not a problem at all. It's always there to watch back. Forever and always on, definitely on YouTube. I haven't yet, Artful. Not yet. Not payday yet. Can't see what signal. I bet the signal's just behind that bridge post. See if that was just a little bit further behind on the bend. Oh, it's nice yellow. It's on the gantry there. Also, good evening, Artful. Not a problem, Nigel. Not a problem. So for those that are wondering on prices, so currently the Derwent Valley, what we're driving on, is £12.99. Again, you do need Sheffield to Derby's base route. It's £24.99, and also you do need Derby Nottingham Leicester, which is £19.99. You need obviously the 2 before Earwash, as the Derwent Valley bolts on to the other 2 routes. Definitely ready in a minute. Again, we're on the Midland Mainline free scenario pack, which is totally free. Covers various parts of the route. Do remember as well, we're doing Derwent Valley later on, which is £7.99. And one we're not featuring tonight is also the Barrow Hill Roundhouse, but that one is a £5.99 extension. If you're getting the DNL route, do make sure, if you're adding on, make sure you do pick up the extension version if you're doing that way. There's 2 versions, there's a standalone as well. Standalone, you cannot obviously add any of the other parts onto the route. It's totally its own entity. Goodbye for your PC, we're not too sure if your PC will handle game. Well, what sort of setup have you got? What sort of specs? If you know what sort of bits you've got. obviously as well, if you're not really sure, there is another way you can do it. Is if you head to like Steam Store, search for Train Simulator 21, and then go to the bottom of that page, and you'll see the actual requirements for the game. You can obviously then sort of judge on what you've got to find out. Got a repeater, we're good to go. Put the power on. Going for Alphaton 2 miles. Double. We can go to at least 70 mile an hour now without having to worry. I expect we may be getting held up outside Alphaton if it is a stopper in front of us. Not really sure though, because I've not actually driven this scenario before, so it's one I haven't done on the stream. We are on a single yellow, so take the power off, so we are going to be held. We've just passed the Midland Centre, just before. We've just gone past there, we're at Alphaton now. We are on a red, I can just see the red light down. Oh, it's just pink to yellow. The power on. You've got 8 gig of RAM, an i5 processor. Do you know what graphics card you've got? So yeah, so what graphics card have you got, and also how old's your system? That'll give us an idea what sort of you've got then. Evening, Josh. How we doing, mate? Yeah, so there'd be now, because i5 would be like a number, so like before numbers, so it's for example 2700, which is old. I used to have a 2700. It was like one of the first gen ones as an i7. Yeah, if you get the number, it'd be like something, four numbers in the K or something like that, possibly. Busy day, work, then lots of meetings with different people. It sounds like you've had a busy day. We had a half-hour meeting this morning on Zoom, and just been building away. Oh, me mic. Yeah, so it's a free scenario pack run. 1052, 1225 Plymouth, Edinburgh. You start off outside of Derby and then head into the station, do a change of ends, and you run via a bit of the DNL. then via Towton onto Erewash, and then up to Chesterfield and to Sheffield. Second scenario is going to be on Derwent Valley and DNL. Matlock to Leicester. Do we want the Wakefield route to be out? Which one? Intel HD graphics 620. Is that built in? Possibly. Is that possibly built in graphics? Intel HD. I mean, if it's built in graphics, you probably won't be able to run it. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to run it. Unfortunately, sadly. Good yellow. England have just scored. Lots of cable trunking. This was it was quite an intense job, really. I spent about a week doing all the line side clutters, so I've sat there following cab rides and everything. So whatever we saw on the cab ride, we placed it so it's sort of as close as possible. Obviously, we've got our new cable trunking as well, so our next routes will feature with that. D. Kent, good evening, how are we doing? Oh yeah, the freeware one, yeah, that's obviously totally separate to JT, but yeah, that'll be out whenever it's out. Can't really talk about that on here. Is that our red? No, it's not. It's on the other line. We've got double yellow. I'm alright, thanks, Deacon. Yeah. No idea. Well, doubles. Get a bit of speed on again. I enjoy it. That's what I love. My favourite part is putting all the last bits in and all the little details and building the stations up and that. Nah. You can do. Go on. You can do, yeah, go on. Yeah, doing this is my favourite little job at the end, when you sit there doing all the trunking and that. That's when the route starts to become alive. So it's saving up for a new PC. There's plenty of, obviously, if you look on the obviously specs of the game and that, you get a bit of an idea what will run the game. Oh, sorry, Josh. So Chesterfield's next stop, 5.8 miles. And then we're into Sheffield from there. We actually are calling it Chesterfield as well, so we're back on our normal track then. Well, there's a double yellow before, so I'm just going to take with caution. Still double. Put a little bit of power back on. We're going to end up getting stopped outside Chesterfield, I think. See that straight away. Is there anything specific you guys would like to see on our next stream as well? Do let us know. So we're sort of like, we've obviously released Southwestern Expressways. We will show the Chippenham bit. We haven't done that on the stream yet, so I probably actually will stick that in on next stream. It's only a half-an-hour journey, so we'll probably do that, and then we'll fit something else. So if there's anything you would like to see on the second part of the stream next week, put a few suggestions in. Be kind. Mr. Despondent Ninja, good evening. Thank you very much for the follow. I did, Josh. Yeah, I haven't been able to get that just yet. Not payday. Kubuild SHD, thank you very much for the follow as well, and good evening to you. It's gone yellow. There's a lot of zooming in here to check these things out because I haven't got my binoculars. They'll come soon enough. Does look really cool though. How much of the MML is left to make? Plenty. Loads, we could go anywhere with it. Obviously, Hope Valley's coming. Well underway. Dev blog post will be coming in the next day or so, I think. Mark's just sent them off today, the pictures. So that's well underway. And then whatever could come after. There's plenty of places we can go with it. Still on yellows. Can you see some Western Mainlines? Any specific area? MML, keep us going for a long time anyway. The amount of places we can go with it. Because the way it is, it's just so central, you can just go anywhere. So many little bits and places. And Oxford to Paddington or Paddington and Reading, then I can sort something out like that, definitely. Don't see why not. We've got a yellow. Yeah, we'll do something like that. That's quite a good shout, that. We'll do the Westbury and Chippenham run, and then we'll do an Oxford Paddington. See what I can find, what I can do. It's been a while since I've done something like that, so yeah, we'll pencil that in. Most likely be some 166 thrash. We are are definitely on a red now. The route runs a lot better since 64-bit came out. Are there any plans to give Chiltern a revamp in the future? No, we've got no plans on that. Walking to Southampton? No, no plans on that. Never say never, but no plans on that. But we've not spoken anything about a Chiltern revamp. I think we're all revamped out at the minute. Right, Chesterfield, platform 1. A little dabble around here, we'll have a little mooch around whilst we're waiting. You've probably seen it many times before, we'll show you again, for those that haven't seen it. Sheffield to Leeds, we've spoke about it, but there's no plans to do it currently. But yeah, it has been one we have talked about in the team. Yeah, we've got no plans as such to start doing that currently. The Cotswolds from Swindon, Gloucester and Cheltenham. Where would you add that on from? Would you do that as an add-on for a route, or would you that's like a separate route itself? This ramp, it's a long, I don't know what it is, why it's like this. It's a long ramp from the platform onto this platform, basically. It's a weird one. It's a long way around. Add-on for Western Mainlines. I don't think we'd ever do it as a Western Mainlines add-on because it wouldn't keep in consistency in terms of how it looks. And Western Mainlines already is a 340 odd mile route. I don't think we'd ever push it any further in terms of extensions. The crooked spire as well there. Really cool. be off in a moment, then it'll be down to Sheffield. Canals. I think there is. Yeah, there is. It goes up there. Goes up down towards Barrow Hill. I think we were a bit early actually. Right, 12 miles down to Sheffield. So it's about 18 minutes-ish driving time, if that. Heads out action. Everyone loves a bit of heads out action. Lovely weather for it as well. Nice sun on that side. This part of the route, when we originally released it, had more trees than what it does now. They actually chopped them back, so Mark on an update ripped them up. Changed that view quite nicely. Greens anyway. So the line to the right there is the Barrow Hill extension. Canal there again. Done a front out that heads out window on the HST once out Blackpool a long time ago on a version train to Lenton. What about joining Chiltern Mainline to Bicester extension of Western Mainline? We couldn't do it, mainly because Western Mainline doesn't actually match up with Google overlay maps, so it wouldn't be able to be done. And yeah, it probably would again. Western Mainline's already is 340 miles on the track bin. Adding more to it probably would just kill it. If you add on stuff off Chiltern Mainline there as well. Yeah, it's just not possible with the way that Western Mainlines is. It was built on an older method of route building before overlays came in. It was built on RWD cal. Yeah, it would really push it to its limits. It currently takes about 10 minutes to say the track's not been now. If you make any track changes. You're excited to see HSTs again come through Westbury. Are they going back that way? Have I missed something? Have I been under a rock? for Dronfield, but I can't get there yet. Or can. I think it'd be the other thing, extending these older routes, it would not be consistent in the way we build routes now. So you'd have one route looking like how it does now, and then to our new method, so you'd have two different looks on the route. It means we then have to revamp stuff as well. Not an easy job. It does take a lot of time. I don't think it'll be something we'll do anytime soon. Do you have a bridge view? Should we find a bridge? We'll have a little tunnel view. Evening, Jack. Alright, mate. How are we doing? Speed. Yes, I was down to 70. That's it. The way we've changed how the routes are built now, adding on to existing older routes, it just wouldn't be consistent. It would mean that we'd have to build a new section of route and then revamp the original part just so it all matched up. Obviously, the exception with Southwestern Expressways is we actually revamped the full route, and that was 200 odd miles. That was a very, very lengthy process. I don't think it's something we could do every time. Hope Valley when? You can see the track goes off in that direction. No scenery there though yet. Yeah, Chiltern was Mark's very, very first JT commercial route back in the day. So you look at all the routes Mark's done over time and how he's progressed to what we're doing today. Mark must feel old. I think he does. He's been here 10 to about 11 years almost, if not 11 now. He didn't start off route building though. He started off on like support and scenario creation and testing and stuff. Bits and bobs. I mean, this part of the route had the older JT trees, and Mark went and swapped a load of them over. You can see now it's got the TSA trees in this rather than the old JT 2D stuff. Obviously the 3Ds as well, they went. This was originally released with the old 3Ds. Got Healy's Loop on the right hand side there as well. Platform 1B, we may actually have to tab the last signal. They could be. Yeah, I mean, they could get repetitive anytime. They could be repetitive now. We layer them in such a way now that we make it so they're not. So we change all the heights and stuff. Whereas back in the day, we just plonk them down, just keep going and going and going without actually changing any height variation. Which is now, if you look down the trackside, you'll see like some tall ones, some lower ones. We vary them up as per what we see on cab rides, so if it will match them up to what's actually meant to be like. Here we go. So that's the tab one. Down to 15 miles per hour for the station approach as well there. Nigel, thank you very much for the light, mate. Very kind of you. Hey, we're happy to share them secrets. I mean, we're with nothing to hide. We do our streams on all that anyway, so we're happy to help if it helps people route build, and they want to learn something. We're more than happy to help out. There's a shed over there. Enjoyed that. Just sat there. It's been a while since I've been down this part. I don't see, yeah, I definitely get you. I don't see many scenarios on this section. Always do seem to see the stuff that goes down the NL, yeah. Just the way it is. The poster may have just been sat back a little bit in the casing. Not too sure. Yeah, Mel's pretty much the big change in how routes were built, really. As soon as we finished Metline, it sort of changed. Oh yeah, the quite a big list of patch notes. Keep you busy. Couple of custom stations in there and other bits and bobs. So basically everything that's come through to us on support has been fixed. So the stuff that you've found and you hasn't been fixed, it's not come to us. I've literally done everything that we've had. So if there's anything you do still see, do send it into support. We'll do another update down the line at some point when we have enough to do, like fill an update. Good work this evening, driver. Excellent. No updates now planned for Southwestern Expressways at the minute. No extension or anything like that currently. We'll do more service packs if we need to, if any bugs come through. As I say, it'll be when there'll be a substantial amount to do, rather than just like one bit here and there. We had nothing at the minute. That's probably me that I made the patch notes. I was typing up dead fast. I don't know if Alex has changed anything though. Be fine. They've not been proofread. I think someone just literally copied them and put them onto the website. Hope he does an extension to Salisbury or Weymouth. Never say never. It's bad Tom, that. So right, there's another thing in there, because I put a new station for Bedminster as a custom in twice. Righty. Oh, we are. Hey, bro, thank you very much for the like. DV and DNL, where is it? All's well, thank you very much, Pete. Oh, all's well at your end. I can't remember where the scenario is. It's 06 something, where is it? It's a class 170, I know that much. One sec. 0639, I was just having a look at what the actual time was on it. I'll type it in, I'll find it. 0639. There it is. Pink and white. I don't know why I put Bedminster in twice. I think I put it in the first time where I put the custom in there. I think I put it in again the second time when I finished all the clutter. Tied it up. God knows. It's just to remember. Yeah, possibly. Ooh, here we are. We are in. Right, change my handle over actually. I'm not on. I'm on the network and there. Right. Good morning, driver. Today we're on the direct Matlock to St Pancras Midland Mainline service. Press T or press my buttons on my door thing to allow passengers to board and then prepare for our departure. It's 6:39. So we're doing a run from here down to Leicester, 46 miles. We're going to be calling at Matlock Bath, Cromford, Watstanwell, Ambergate, Belper, Duffield, Derby, and then we're going to couple up again to another service at Derby, and then along Eton, Loughborough, and Leicester. This scenario is set in 2004, so they must have done this in 2004. Well, Mark wouldn't have made it. He'll have gone through his timetables and found something a bit more interesting. So it's a little bit different rather than doing the usual 156s. Yeah, I'm not sure if the original South Western Expressway was going that way because there is actually quite a bit of scenery. It heads down towards the Weymouth direction and that. Oh, do you actually run all the way down on that couple of miles in LNR? Nice. Yes, now Spondon Ninja, good evening. I was just about to ask if you'd cover Matlock Line at some point. Is it your next bite? Well, here we go. We're doing it now. We're doing it now. Good evening to you. Right, Matlock Bath. Cable car there, Heights of Abraham. Cable cars. There's a geezer in one of these. I'm sure he's there, look. The dude. Always lonesome. It is social distance, though. One cable car apart. Boat train with 33s. I've seen YouTube footage of that. My green screen's gone all weird. I don't know why. It's because the sun is reflecting on a window at the back of the house and it's literally shining on me. If I just shut that a little bit, it should look a bit better. There we go. Literally, there's a house because the sun's coming down. It's literally shining on the window. It's literally like blinding the camera. Miss Bartlett, good evening. I'll always visit the dude. That way he's not on his own. 1-0 at half time. Chippenham station has just had little bits of clutter updated. What sort of update was you wanting or expecting at Chippenham? If you could let us know. I mean, we've done the scenery up there, and just the stuff on the surrounding areas. I think it's just come down. That comes under the Chippenham branch section revamp. That was all done at the same time, so it's just come under that. But there is some clutter changes. Some of the strange 185 stop markers have been taken out, stuff like that. It was just to mainly refresh the line side, to keep it in line with the rest of the route. Okay, mate. Yeah, 185 stock marker's been taken out. The Scottish help point's been taken out. Metline posters have been taken out. All foliage that's been updated. Kuju Bridge, I think I have updated the viaduct a bit better than what was there. It's a little bit tricky though to update that because of the way the track goes. It sort of like it sort of like leaves itself and goes, it splits up. But all them things that you've put on there were on our system, so they should all be sorted. Yeah, I just plonked it all under one thing. Just Chippenham branch off Chippenham section. No, this is Cromford. Next stop is Wanstanwell. You get some lovely screenshots of this part, especially with the elevated curves. Morning. How we doing, Luke? Got the aqueduct up there as well. Oh, hang on, that's wrong button. So it's Leewood Tunnel there as well. But yeah, you got the aqueduct that goes over the top of this. The old style tunnel sign there as well. Little bubble in on it as well. The RSC Railway Times. What it actually says. Off to do some route building. Nice. I'm all right, thanks, Luke. Good to hear you're doing well. See, that was one of the main things as well with this route. The big feature is the canal that runs alongside the majority of the route. Any more clutter due out on coming routes? Yep, there's lots more clutter to come. We've already got new common library clutters already been made and all sorts of bits and bobs, which will come for our next product. If you get the Southwestern Expressways update, there is another common library update which has some new whistle boards, different states of weathering. Common library is mega. CL is life. It's just always got something new. Some narrow boats. There's AI. I have to make track for them. Darko Rail TV, thank you for the follow. Good evening. There was a canal boat that moves on Southwestern Expressways, but that came with sort of like the base stuff that the original developers put in. But it's a bit of a gimmick, really. You have to faff around making tracks for them and stuff to have them moving. Adding more and more stuff in like that as well does obviously play to the FPS because it's got to calculate more stuff moving. So really, that's why we do the static boats. I think if we do come to do another route that goes alongside a canal, some new narrow boats would be something that we'd look to have maybe done. Some to go with what we've already got. This is the old Midland Mainline liveried one, yeah, the old teal and orange. It's saying 2004 this time. The ones that are in Southwestern Expressways were quite fast. Like they had rocket boosters on the back of them. To be fair, I did rip a lot of them up. A little bit buggy, really. No, I didn't, to be quite fair. Yeah, the clouds are doing something weird, aren't they? Dockerel TV. Oh, you delete. Oh, it's all right. Good evening. Obviously, this is a separate channel, by the way. We're on. This is just trains this evening. Nothing to do with Train Sim TV. This. Good evening to you. Ambergate's next as well. So we'll come to the end of the Derwent Valley. We're going all the way through to Leicester on this one, yeah. So we've still got to stop at, we've got Ambergate, Belper, Duffield, Derby, couple up, then we do Long Eaton, Loughborough and Leicester. So we've got 40 miles left, yep. We do get held here as well. I think there's a service that goes past, so a little bit of a wait before we get onto the line, onto the main. Make sure I get this is the right stopping position because it's not exactly a long platform. There we go. Right, I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna go grab a drink, and we'll continue. Right, yo, we're back. So there was something going past here, I think. No, it's coming now. No 170, I think. We'll do a bridge view. It is a steep road. If you think about it, though, you've got this line here, The road climbs, it's then got to go over the other line as well, so yeah, it is quite steep. And it still climbs. It's quite a tricky bit of terrain to work with. I think the whole Derwent itself was quite a tricky one with Mark, to get it all, obviously, like, tidied out and all that sort of stuff. Not my favourite kind of jobs then when you have to do faffing around with terrain. Always a pain in the backside. It's never plain sailing. It is. It's not so bad here in this bit, but it's when you get further down. I know when he did all the canals and all that sort of stuff, if you look at the canals so high up, opposed to the railway, you've had to use all the loft stuff. You just can't tidy the terrain up perfectly, annoyingly. Yeah, Mark does the track laying. Yeah, he does all the track laying projects. I have no idea how to track lay. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I can do it on without like gradients. I can do small little bits and pieces. I can do junctions. If I know what the gradients are, I can put new junctions in and stuff like that. But to lay a full route, I've no hope in hell. It'd end up like a roller coaster. Mark's tried teaching me in the past, and it went in one ear and out the other. I just couldn't keep up with it, and it's the calculator. I'm rubbish at maths. That's the issue. My issue is I'm rubbish with maths, and I can't do the calculations. The Ambergate itself on Sheffield to Derby's main route was originally not actually as detailed as it is now, as it was done as a small bit of a spur off for AI, but when obviously Derwent came in, it went into a custom asset and a lot more detail went into it. And that's how I got it updated even more for Sheffield Derby, because it's obviously it's on that route. Quite a slow section that coming off there. Right, so we've got Belper next. Not too far away, 1.7 miles. Then we've got Duffield before Derby, and we'll couple up to another unit. Then we press on down towards Leicester. So I assume we're coupling up to a service that's coming off Sheffield, and then away they go. So all in all, we've still got 38 miles. We've done about 7 or 8 miles. About 8 miles, I think it is the actual length of the Derwent. But it's quite a slow section. It does take a bit of time to get through it. I was just thinking as well, obviously, someone was mentioning before, they didn't realise that they had direct services, but maybe it was just a 1 in the morning thing, maybe back in the evening, where they did a full run through back into the other. Because in the daytime, you're going to have like your Newarks and stuff like that. In reality, or just in game. I enjoy driving the 170. Makes good use of my controller as well. Probably one of the most driven things that like unit-wise I've done with the control. Ah, fair enough. Here we go. It's always been one of my favourite little stations on this part. I love the cutting at each end, and of course the mosaic as well. Hardy. Well, these, they probably are, to be quite honest. they're an old asset. Although we have a new member in our team who is very well equipped at making stuff like this. So when we come to obviously need stuff like this, we'll have some fresh new ones of them. Obviously, once we have a route that needs them. I do agree, though, they are a little bit on the small side, but I'm not sure if they are right to a model of something that's been seen in the past. Maybe they are actually. I'm not sure if they replicate off something that's actually been seen. I'm not too sure, but they are an old asset. I do agree there. So it is something we will upgrade when we do need them on an upcoming project. One of the things, obviously, now we're getting a bigger team behind us, we can now start looking at updating a lot of our older assets, which is what we have been doing, to be quite honest. We've updated quite a lot recently. We've got new bits and pieces, some new little clutter bits to update older bits. We will get there. Hanging ones, exactly. So if we see something we need on the route, we'll get that modelled as it is. That'll be one of the things that we'll end up looking and researching and stuff. Duffield's our next stop as well. I think what it is, that noise, is the sort of sound that the running sound of the bogies, I think. The Pendolinos make a noise like that when they're at speed as well. I'm not sure that there's a specific name for it. But yeah, the Pendolinos do make that same sort of sound at speed as well. It's a type of bogies they'll have used, so obviously when they get to a certain speed, they'll make that noise. Because you only start hearing it at higher speeds. Possibly. But Derby only to couple up to another 170, which is worked from... Oh, it's coming from Burton. Not come from Sheffield. The brown in the middle, flower beds. That she's just trampling through. Bad woman. She's just trampled all the way through them. No care in the world. That's it, you carry on. That's it, you trample through them ones as well. And yeah, just do them ones as well. Yeah, you might as well go for the whole lot. Not a care. After she'd walked through the flowers, she had mud on the seats as well. Or dogs on seats. That was my pet hates when I used to work on trams. People get on with the dogs and just let them sit on the seat. Get them off. Yeah, it's just down to the way the signal is. Can't do anything with it, to be fair. It's just the way it is. We did have a look at it in the development, but it's just the way that the bulbs work, unfortunately. Hello, Emma. Good evening. How are we doing? Signal DC 5078 outside of Derby is not functioning correctly. Please press tab and pass it at danger. That's because of the train in the platform already. I'm very well, thank you, Alamat. Good to hear you're doing well too. So yeah, there's a signal before the station. It'll just need a tab. Hope that won't expire, that tab. This isn't a SPAD, by the way, guys. This is approved. We've already shifted and tabbed. It's just because there's another train in the platform that's occupying that signal, but we need to couple up to it. Do it properly. Right. So we're coupled up, so we need to shut the cab down. Make sure the lights are off, because obviously we've got different lights on at the minute, so we need to make sure all these are done and off. That's them. We need to go and turn them off as well, so they should now be off. Yeah. And then go to that one. There we go. Thank you, Dickant. I do try sometimes. Yeah, some of the couples are quite nice. That one's not bad at all. That worked quite nicely. So, I haven't opened my doors. I'm actually meant to have coupled up. Oh, God, I've done this wrong. Hopefully it'll pick up that I've done it. Oh, with the rubber vestibule stuff. Let's see if this works. I might have to uncouple and recouple. It might acknowledge it. We'll see. So I did all that nicely, and I've cocked it up. Oh no, it's acknowledged it. So I'll just open the doors again now. I've streamed at 720p on my old internet before. I'm on 1080p now. Can someone just confirm I am actually streaming at 1080? But yeah, 720 is not an issue at all. It worked fine for train sim. It all depends on what your internet connection is. I mean, I've got a better upload speed now. I used to have a 10 meg upload, so it couldn't actually cope with 1080. It just absolutely killed it. So, dated. Left Sky and went to left BT, went to Sky and got a better upload and download. 3 times as better than what I was on. You'd have to do 720. You won't be able to do 1080 on 5 meg. Unfortunately, it recommends that you have over 10 meg for 1080. I think there's a guideline thing with Twitch as well. It tells you what's acceptable, what will work. But yeah, 720 is not an issue. I mean, I used to. It's just a little bit more. It's just a little bit lower res, but it works. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what it is. It just can't cope with it. It just can't keep up. It's trying to send too much information out. Um, it's trying to upload too much info and data in a small thing. It just can't do it. That's why it's losing info in the frames. Not a problem. You're welcome. Right. So we're leaving here at any time now. Actually, it's down as 18 past. So I was a little bit later opening my doors actually, so that's probably why a little bit later leaving. There we go. Yeah, to record stuff I do as well. I stream with Streamlabs OBS and I also record my videos as well with it. Why do JT Roots updates uninstall the old one before installing a new one? It's just for peace of mind, just to make sure everything's worked. Removes any remnants of old stuff and then put a new one in. It's just the way it's always been. That way, is if something could go wrong for somebody, we know that if you've uninstalled it and reinstalled it, we know you've done what's what. Because it should remove all stuff, and then you get a fresh build. No idea. I don't know. There must be something in there, in like the hashtags or something in like the tagging. Possibly could do actually. I think it does. It won't use the AP ones, but that scenario pack came out before the AP stuff. That probably is what it is. It's just safe at the end of the day, just to remove the old version, get a new version in there. And again, it helps as well, so we know that you've done it that way. Despondent? I'm pretty certain people have. I mean, it's an old pack, that. It's been up there for quite a while. I think it's a trains and drivers one. I think they did some specific bits and pieces for certain packs as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's an old. It's way before my time at JT. That's it. Yeah, announcements. I know they did some announcement bits. Should have a look at that actually and see what it's like. I've never actually played it. I know it's for the older version of the 319. I think they did one for the 377 actually as well. I think. I know they did quite a few packs for JT. Back in the time. Yeah, just the way it goes, isn't it? But again, we keep them up there because not everyone always goes for the AP stuff and all the stocks. So we always have that version out there. Hence why we do our default ones as well, because not everyone has all that stuff, and people do prefer default sometimes. We do get people to play them. That's why we cater for both. Train Spotter M, good evening. How are we doing? Got 2.8 miles to Long Eaton. So we've got Long Eaton, oh, wrong button. Long Eaton, Loughborough and Leicester. So we've got a 23-mile trip left yet. But we're going to go quite quick on this one now. 100-mile-an-hour unit as well. I'm not sure if that can be done at our end, to be honest. It makes it more complicated having more and more different installers, to be fair, so we'll just leave it as it is. For the size of the scenarios, they're literally minuscule in size, so it don't really make much difference. Again, at the end of the day, if you don't want them there, you can always remove them manually. That's it, the default does get you going up and underway. I could understand more if they were massive in size, we could probably do something like that. But yeah, for the size of what they are, and that, it's just easy to just get them all in and leave them in one pack. Otherwise, you're going to have loads of different installs and different bits and pieces here and there. The upside is though, the way we name them as well, we keep them in. So we put obviously the brackets now. It keeps them in sort of a section in the list, so they don't get cluttered in between everything else. If you keep them in a name convention, you can keep them quite tidy. Whereas I think we've done stuff in the past where the older scenarios like Western Mainline stuff, they're just sort of like lobbed all over the place because of the naming. But if you have that like in brackets and stuff, it keeps them together at least. Ooh, my Sky's doing something weird, isn't it? So we tried to make it as tidy as possible with the naming conventions. So when we do a different release for an add-on or whatever, we have we put a tag on them as well. So Hope Valley will be, I would have thought will be HV. So Hope Valley, and all them scenarios will be together in an order. Oh. Need to make sure I go all the way to the end here because obviously we've got an extra set on here. Dominates. Just the outline of it just dominates. Some fast clouds. MC Matt. Midland Mainline, we're on Derby, Nottingham, Leicester at the minute. To the extension. You have to make different scenes. 1 to 5 minutes. You make a new scene on the left hand side panel at the bottom, and then give it like a interval name or something like that, and then you can add in the middle thing on the sources, you can add like an image slideshow, and then you can just put the image into that. Can't really show you on it. It's quite a bit in depth. If you ever do get stuck as well with like setting up streaming stuff, if you go on YouTube and look for Streamlabs tutorials, there's loads of stuff on there. I did a lot of stuff on that, like trying to work it out, because I had no idea when I first got going. But there's a lot of handy info on there and gets you going. A lot of videos and tutorials for helping you how you want to get it just right. I'm still learning now with it, to be quite honest. I've been doing it for about 3 years. About 3 years in TS and a little bit of casual streaming in beforehand. Like, I used to play Fortnite, as you do. Used to stream Fortnite before I came to TS. I used to smash Fortnite, me. I used to hammer it. I never used to get the viewers. I used to have 2 or 3 viewers at times and give up with it, and just then came to TS and a lot more successful. I enjoy it more, to be fair. More engaging doing it with TS. I stream on Discord. If I play Discord, I have it on Discord sometimes. If I'm playing like sort of Mark and Will, and I can watch it. It's a bit of a laugh. Actually, to be quite fair, I played it yesterday with Jaden. We actually won. We came first. It's quite rare, really, for winning. I don't play it as much as I used to. I just play it occasionally. Do a casual couple of rounds and then turn it back off again. Call of Duty mainly, but I've not had time to play COD for ages. I'm looking forward to the new Battlefield though. So we turned left before there at Sheet Stores and down towards Toton, now going on the right hand side down towards Leicester. So you can see Ratcliffe Power Station dominating the view. Love a little fly around there as well for those that haven't seen it. I just don't have the time to get into loads of games, so I have to make, if I'm going to buy a different game, I've got to make sure I've got the time. I'm going to actually put a bit of time into it, otherwise it's just pointless me spending £40–50 on a game. Because I always come back to TS. My time's invested in TS so much. I always come back to it, you see, so I'll start playing something and I'll just get bored and come back on this. Spend my time doing route building, that's what I usually do. I used to sit and play Call of Duty a lot more than what I do now. Used to really absolutely hammer that when I was younger. This is the Ratcliffe Power Station. If you've not seen it before, the monster of what it is. Huge jigsaw of assets. But this was my favourite bit of building. It really was fun to put all this together. Wish the Scout would do that. The coal stack. Storage unit there as well. Obviously the conveyors that were up there. This part took about 2 weeks to build. Built this, to be quite fair, built this when Joshua was born. Sort of, sort of in. We'd had Joshua, and then I was sort of like floating backwards and forwards, obviously like a bit of leave and that, but because we were so up against with the route, trying to get it finished in that on time, it was like I had to come back and do some. So I was building this whilst Little was asleep, basically. I came back to do bits and that. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's a lot of assets put together. It's not all one big asset. You've got these that are separate, all separate bits. You've got all the pipe work that's separate into there. The chimneys are a separate asset. That's a different one. You've got, what else have we got? All the conveyors are separate assets and all these. There's a lot. The coals and mounds are a different one as well. There's a lot of different bits and pieces and all this lot as well. It really is one of the fun bits, I think. Getting the doom and gloom in there as well. Just to see it. I mean, before when you put it together, we started building the route. There was nothing in it. It was just blank. It had no character to it. But once you put all these bits in at the end, and that, it was like, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, I've got tons of games in my Steam account, but I don't touch half of them. Again, it's TS. A scenario at Radcliffe with Paper 20 would have been lovely. I don't think I've ever seen any scenarios like that. I've not seen many scenarios actually go into there, to be honest. I think one of the big shames of it is that there's not many wagons in TS that actually have the unloading facility on them. A lot of them you just can't unload them. Yeah, it's still open. I actually saw a coal train going there the other day, last week. They import coal in there now. So it comes from Birmingham, and then goes across GBRF, work it with the old EWS hoppers. I don't think there's many trains going there as there used to be, but there is still traffic going in there. Oh, do they? Oh, I love that. I've got that pack. Not played that. I don't know, maybe one that comes from Milford as well, to be fair. I know the one I saw came from Birmingham. But obviously they import the coal in, you see, so it's going to come from that end somewhere. You never know, they might do, mightn't they? Possibility. Yeah, it still operates in a minute. Oh, is it? I saw a Drax one with the 60 a bit back quite recently, a few weeks ago. I think no, not a problem at all. Not a problem. Hope it's all going well. It's quite time consuming, obviously, unloading your weapons as well, yes. And obviously getting to stop at the right place. Yeah, a little off for now. 40 minutes to offload. Look, that's a long time. I know with the scenario we've got on this route, we can actually unload about 4 or 5 at a time, so it doesn't take too long. To be specific wagons that sometimes don't allow it. Loughborough. I think we're stopping at the end actually, it's an S-board at the end there. Brushworks, again a massive combination of different assets. Because you can go in here as well. The new GCR bridge, so they're bridging the gap, aren't they, at the minute? Getting trains to come over here eventually. Be quite cool to see steam trains go over the top. Go straight through in a minute to Leicester. So 12.5 mile. Right, next and last stop. Pass through a few stations here as well. Welcome back, Nigel. So this scenario as well, even though it goes on the Derwent Valley and the DNL, it's actually a scenario that comes with Derby, Nottingham, Leicester. It just covers the Derwent Valley section there. So you do require both routes for this one to work. It'll work, to be quite fair, it will actually work without it, but you just have no scenery if you don't have Derwent. The track, you obviously do get the track and the signals, so you just won't get the scenery. But so obviously you do want to have the scenery there. Or it'd be a bit of a boring run. We've got 3 stations before Leicester we go past. We've got Barrow-upon-Soar, Salby, and then Southwestern. Andy Manchester, good evening. Very well, thank you. Hope you are. What have happened to the Bottle tramway route? Do you work on that was top grade? Unfortunately, we had to cancel it due to quite a lot of investment was needed onto it. So we had to put it to one side. I've still got the project on my PC. It's not gone, but nothing's been done on it for a very long time. Maybe one day, you never know. Thank you, Nigel. It's got a bit of an interesting pathing. We'll go on to the slow lines. Oh, nice one, Jack. Again, this is another star I actually haven't played before. Hey, Joe. Good evening. How are we doing, mate? Do it. You'll enjoy it, hopefully. Hope you're doing well, mate. Andy Manchester, not a problem at all, mate. Thing with the tramway is that you need literally nearly every single asset custom, like every single building to be custom, because it's a slow route. There's a lot of details needed, so it's not a cheap investment. It's just we haven't got the source files for the station, unfortunately, so we haven't been able to do anything with it. Not like as where we had managed to find the source files for the Bristol to Exeter stuff. Yeah, Benedict might actually be able to do that, to be fair. If you feel there's anything that you think needs updating again, Jack, just whack it through to support and it'll come to us. Because then we can put a case through that we need to spend a bit of time sorting them things. If you think there's something needs doing, send it through. There's no harm at all. I was only allocated like a week or so to do as much as I could with the updates. Sadly. If it's something you're happy to do, Jack, yeah, and you want to send us an email and let us know, or pass it over to me, and if you're happy for that, certainly do let us know. Good to hear you're doing well, Joe, as well. It has been a while. It's been ages. But I'm doing well as well. Being busy, yeah, I know the feeling. Busy here as well. Thank you. Yeah, it's the way we've been doing things lately. I think it's been well taken with the community. So here's to the future. I'm speeding here like mad. Yes, the thing with the viaducts and the bridges is that you'd have to have it all custom because it's such a high embankment. There's not really much we could have done. The viaducts especially is a tricky one because the track separates from one another. So it goes sort of like that way to the island platform. Um, I just couldn't do much with what we had, unfortunately. I actually did change the model. The model originally there was actually it was worse than what's actually been put in now. There's no other defaults. I had a look to see if there's any other JT viaducts, but the ones we have are all in lofts, so the lofts just aren't wide enough, sadly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tram sims are quite a good example, to be quite fair. They have a lot of detail. It's literally eye for eye. That's why we've been looped. Any plans on Sheffield to Buxton and Manchester? Well, we're doing the Hope Valley, which is Sheffield to Manchester. Buxton is not included, but it's something we may look at down the line in the future. PJT add-on, I think it is, Jack. It's the fold underneath JT, I think it is, if you've got nothing else between. I get the same with my stuff, Joe. It's like obviously I'm all right at the minute because I'm not in like mega busy period with route stuff. When it obviously gets that time, then obviously my stuff sort of like slows down, where the JT stuff goes like that, just to get it all done. But yeah, it's well, I'm sort of balancing it out, but yeah, it's good to see it, mate. Indeed, yes. Hope Valley to Manchester via Stockport and New Mills. So you got the two ways round as well. That'll be down as an extension for this route and also as a standalone, so you've got the option to go with either. Yeah, we mentioned if we was to ever do Buxton, we would add the quarries in together as well, so like Peak Forest, that'd all come in one. That would be a full job in itself if we was to do that. It is something we have spoke of though, but it's nothing confirmed or anything. I can imagine what it's for, Joe. Ah, nice Jack. Nothing for Manchester Airport planned. Pretty pointless, really, for what we have. There's nothing direct from Sheffield, really, that go. Well, could you do Manchester Airport actually, or does it go through to Liverpool from through Sheffield? I don't know. For really what we have, it would be pretty pointless, really. Yeah, I thought you were going for Liverpool. A certainly typically busy UK route. Bit of a rush. You're doing weekend stuff because it's local. Fair play. I'm looking forward to it, mate. I am looking forward to it. I won't have a clue, Jack. It's well over above my skill set and my knowledge. I mean, it's an old asset as well, so I don't have a clue what state it's in. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, fair play to him. He's doing really well. Yeah, I'll say I'll keep his name quiet until he's happy for us to be mentioned, or until when his name's in the manual, because it won't be quiet then. But yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. Some of the stuff he's built already is brilliant. Good news, Tuesday will be the last 40 match for us of the tournament. Bad news, it's a Tuesday match. Yeah, be right. I'll be up against him again. Jen? No. Interesting. Platform 4 for us. I suppose if he didn't want his name in the manual, he probably wouldn't add it, to be fair, but he's been in one already, so. Well, he's got to do some soon. Some bits for us. I am hoping to get it soon, James. It looks really cool. Nice to finally see something like that in the game. A long time coming. Oh, we're at Journey's End. It's another one of them things I'll need because it'll be using all sorts of scenarios, these all the inside and stuff. What a nice screenshot that is. Have a bit of that. Oh, neither can I, Joe. Thank you to everyone this evening for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been nice to do something a little bit different. Know what we've been doing recently. Yeah, I do love a good screenshot. I've got about 8,000 screenshots in my folder. Not going to lie. We'll be back next Tuesday. So what we'll do is next Tuesday, I've took the into account. We'll do the Chippenham stuff, and then we're going to do Oxford to Paddington on Western Mainline, as that was what we requested. So we shall do that. My door's open. Yeah, they are. Have a good one. Don't forget, you can pick up all the products we've driven this evening over on our website. We've been doing the Midland Mainline series, so we did D&L, Derwent Valley, Earwash as well. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you later on. Bye for now.